We've all been captivated by the mysterious world of Stranger Things, where a young girl named 11 is subjected to terrifying experiments in a secret government lab. It's a gripping story, but what if I told you the most unsettling part isn't the Demogorgon or the Mind Flayer? What if the true horror is that Hawkins National Laboratory was inspired by a very real and very dark chapter of American history? Let's rewind to the 1950s, a time of paranoia and Cold War tension. It was during this era that the CIA secretly launched one of its most infamous and controversial programs, Project MK. This wasn't science fiction. It was a documented, top-secret operation. The official goal: to explore the frontiers of mind control. The CIA was desperate to find a way to gain an advantage over its Soviet adversaries, and they believed the human mind was the next battlefield. They wanted to know if they could create truth serums, program assassins, or even develop psychic abilities. To achieve this, MK Ultra operatives conducted a series of deeply unethical experiments on human subjects. They used a horrifying cocktail of methods, including administering powerful hallucinogenic drugs like LSD, often without the subject's knowledge or consent. They also employed hypnosis, sensory deprivation, psychological torture, and other abusive techniques. And who were their guinea pigs? The program was shockingly widespread. They targeted soldiers, some of whom were told they were volunteering for a simple military study, only to be secretly dosed with mind-altering substances. They also experimented on prisoners, patients in mental health facilities, and, most disturbingly, unsuspecting civilians. Imagine going to a bar for a drink and being secretly drugged by a government agent as part of a clandestine experiment. That was the reality for some victims of MK. The project operated in the shadows for over 2 decades, leaving a trail of shattered minds and ruined lives. Many people were psychologically scarred for life, with some suffering from permanent mental breakdowns, memory loss, and severe trauma. Now, let's connect this back to Hawkins, Indiana. The creators of Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers, have openly confirmed that Project MK Ultra was a direct inspiration for the storyline of 11 and Hawkins Lab. Think about it. A secretive government facility, a young subject with extraordinary mental powers being pushed to her limits, unethical scientists like Dr. Brenner, who will stop at nothing to unlock the secrets of the human mind, viewing their subjects as mere tools rather than human beings. The parallels are chillingly precise. 11's journey, the sensory deprivation tank. The attempts to harness her telekinesis for espionage. The psychological manipulation is a fictionalized reflection of the very real goals of MK Ultra. The show takes the historical reality of the CIA's quest for mind control and psychic weapons and adds a supernatural twist with the Upside Down. But the core concept of a government entity secretly experimenting on its own citizens is firmly rooted in fact. When news of MK Ultra finally broke in the 1970s, thanks to congressional investigations like the Church Committee, it caused a massive public outcry. The revelations were shocking, but the full extent of the horror may never be known. In a desperate attempt to cover their tracks, the CIA director at the time ordered the destruction of most of the MK Ultra files in 1973. The vast majority of the records were permanently erased from history. Only a small fraction of documents survived, discovered through a clerical error. These surviving files provide a terrifying but incomplete glimpse into the project's activities. Because of this deliberate destruction of evidence, countless victims have never received justice or even an acknowledgement of what was done to them. Their stories are lost, and the full list of researchers and subjects will likely remain a mystery forever. The real-life story of MK Ultra ends not with a dramatic monster battle, but with redacted files, unanswered questions, and the unsettling knowledge that our own government was capable of such profound abuses of power. The truth is, while Stranger Things is a work of fiction, the darkness that inspired it was very real. It serves as a stark reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are from another dimension. They can be found right here in our own world, hidden behind a veil of secrecy. It makes you wonder what other secrets are still buried. What experiments might be happening today that we won't learn about for another 50 years? Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating and disturbing as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden truths behind our favorite stories. Let me know in the comments what other real-life mysteries you'd like me to explore. See you next time.